guess what just turned up today? It's the 8th of May. We have now another ECU for the Range Rover. But not only that, we've got this. This is a little emulator for the security to make this into a standalone ECU. Now, I didn't know these existed. Well, I thought I did, but that's it. Now, I think this was about £50, but it's a lot cheaper than any other emulator I've seen, and there's only 4 wires to put onto it. I hope this works. So I'm just going to keep it in its anti-static bag for now. We're going to look down here because this is the ECU we've got and it's not the tidiest, so I'm going to take the other one out. But it says overall fitting, place the ECU with a smaller black plug facing you on the left. That's this side. Remove the 5 case screws. This casing is pretty nasty. I'm going to swap it for the other one. But let's get those Torx screws out of there. Now I've just opened this computer, this ECU, just to check there's no water damage in it. And if you ever know that discos were stuck in on top of the, how do we say, near the bulkhead and the inner wing at an angle, and they used to fill up with water. This one's okay. In fact, you can see where there's probably been some damp in it there at an angle. Now, with the instructions, it came for P38, which is a little bit different because it goes on for a BCM, for like a Range Rover type thing. But online, this is one for another GEMS, and it tells you we've got to cut one of the pins on the connection for this red socket here. So that's what we're going to do first of all. We're going to take that pin off, we're going to open this up and see what it's like. Ooh. So there we are. That's what's inside it. Isn't that interesting? I haven't really had a look in one of these before. We should have a look in the other one, and when we finish this, well, if it ever runs, and see what the where they've put these fancy chips. I thought they would just plug in, but I can't see any sockets for them to go into. So we're not going to bother with that. We just want it standard. We just want it to go. But like I say, there's no real water damage in there. There's nothing at all. But boy, is it complicated, eh? Right. Let's have a look, see which one we've got to cut. We've got to cut that one. So it says we've got to cut this one here. So it's the second one in. Then bend it back. And that's that done. You know when I was saying about these ECUs get rusty? And you know when I said this ECU was dead? I thought I'd just change over this rusty cover here. Because notice there's no seals on it. I opened the old one up. That's going to do it, isn't it? Look at that! How the hell has it got so rusty? Man, oh man. Anyway, listen, I don't want that cover. I'm going to put this through the blaster. I'm going to put some galvanised paint on it. Well, no wonder it didn't work. Wouldn't you have thought an ECU in the engine compartment that would have waterproofed it? I'm going to take the other side off. Nothing to lose now, have we? It's buggered. Right. Yeah. Look at it. rusty. Now you can see there where RPI have put some chips in here. They've put their own pieces in, like their own modules. I suppose we can get a couple of quid off that, but that corrosion in there ain't going to help anybody. Now, I'll tell you something a little bit about corrosion. Because many years ago, my friend Lek installed an alarm system onto my containers, and they got water in them, like, because they're remote control. They're not remote control, but they're remotes. So if you open a container door, it sends a signal to my main box and tells the door's open if somebody wants to thieve things out of it. One of the units was playing up, and it was kind of an expensive piece for a sensor. So I read online about washing it in, I think it was baking soda. I just wonder, if we wash this in baking soda, could we get it to work? Right, I'm having to shoot this again because my battery on my phone went flat. I've made a mixture of baking soda and water, and I'm just going to apply it to this board and all the connections around here. We're going to leave it for like 20 to 30 minutes, wash it off, and then put it in the oven to dry. The board doesn't look too bad, you know, it doesn't look too bad. I initially give it a clean early when the battery went flat, but I'm going to do it again just to show you to make a paste, get it lashed on, you know. Now I've got to go and sort out that battery. This won't do any harm to anything, but if there's any corrosion in these little surface mounted chips, it'll get underneath it and pull it out. I'm not going to touch anything here because that's quite good, but it was just in this corner where it was rusty. So we'll come back in 20 minutes. Right, so about 20-30 minutes has gone by. I've put lots of this baking soda on here. Before people get excited, this bench is grounded. It isn't just a bare bench, so static isn't really a problem. Well, it shouldn't be. And I put a bit of paper towel on there just to stop the board rubbing on the metal, so we should be alright. So what I'm going to do now is wash this off, dry it as much as I can with the air gun, and then I'm going to put it in the oven a little bit. Well, preheat the oven, switch it off so it doesn't burn, and see if it works. But now we need a battery, so this is going to get held up a little bit. The thing about the Range Rover batteries, of course I've got quite a few batteries here, but the terminals are inverted, as you know, like on Discoveries and things like that. Terminals are inverted, so what's a girl to do? I've just blown off this board, and I've got my magnifying glass out, and you know, I haven't put it in the oven yet, but I just wanted to check this circuit. This ECU here is good, this little one here, but there seems to be a little, is it a diode next to it that doesn't look too happy. I don't know. All of the rest of them looks nice. Now, in the meantime, I fitted this little unit to this board, and I think what I'll do is I'll have a look at inside again and see if I can pick up and see what that thing is down here. Is it a capacitor or diode? I'm not really sure. Sort of a bit stuck now, but there again I'm stuck all the way because I can't test it because the bloody battery's flat again. But if it works, isn't it? But I'm just a bit cautious about that down there. It just looks a little bit sort of like a... it looks discoloured. It just looks like it's overheated and some connections given up. I'm not sure. I don't know much about electronics, as you can tell, but I think it might work. We'll see.